Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So if you're listening on iTunes right now, please leave us a kind review with a bunch of stars, as many stars as you can handle. 5 would be great. I want to do a shout out to some stand-up dates that are coming up this weekend, this Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be in Atlantic City. That's in New Jersey, of course, if you're not a degenerate gambler. Doing shows with comedians of the compound. It's going to be myself, Anthony Cumia, Aaron Berg, Gino Bisconti, Don Jameson, Pat Dixon, the whole gang from Compound Media. It's going to be great. These are Anthony's birthday shows. Come out, show your love. This might be the last time this whole group is together doing shows. So hope to see you this weekend. It's going to be a lot of drinking, a lot of gambling, a lot of fun. And then I'll be headlining solo at Tiff's in Morris Plains, New Jersey, Saturday, May 14th. For tickets to that show, go to ChrissieMayr.com. But if you want tickets for this weekend, go to CompoundComedy.com. Also, I want to do, yes, Andy Masterson, amazing. I'll see you on Saturday. Maybe I'll bring my my Hunter Biden action figure here. And Andy's made me so many dolls. I'm behind. I have to do videos about the other two he sent me. But yes, I have a new t-shirt provider. My Rootin' for Putin shirt was too spicy, so TeePublic had to take it down. So to that I said, fuck you, I'm taking the rest of my shirts down. And so now I have a new t-shirt seller. It's Flagrant Triggers. Go to flagranttriggers.com and get the newly rebooted Rootin' for Putin shirt. I've actually got the mug here. I don't know if we'll be able to get the mug on the site. We'll try. And then, of course, the classic Obama era style Mayor shirt. $27. I know that sounds like a lot, but it includes shipping. And these are super soft. I've already been getting feedback about how high quality and nice and soft these shirts are. So go for it. Confuse your friends that are blindly supporting the Ukraine, or just you want to start a fight, confrontation at the deli. This shirt is perfect for that. Rooting for Putin, guys. Check it out.
Hey, Chrissy, I don't know if you have it anywhere, but a couple of shows that we can just about announce. You're actually going to be headlining in the Chicago area Friday, May 27th.
Friday, May 27th. It's like it's like a little bit outside Chicago.
About an hour north,
Okay.
where there's a lot of freedom and no bullshit.
Yes, we love that.
And we might be working on a Simpcast live in Chicago.
That's very exciting too.
So
wow, the first ever live Simpcast. It will actually be happening.
Yeah, well, we're working on it. It might be happening in May.
I'm excited. Thanks for that. Thanks for the info, filing cabinet. You know what else I'm excited about? Making money from crypto. Let's do a quick shout out to this episode's sponsor, copymycrypto.com. Guys, we've seen, yes, cue that soothing crypto tunes. We all know so many people, at least one person in your life who's made money from crypto. But it's kind of intimidating. And I feel like, well, where do I even begin? How do I study up? I'm not a math person. I'm not a finance person. You don't have to be. The Copy My Crypto membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally holds and allows you to copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't have to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You just simply do what he does. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which, despite heavy censorship, thanks to YouTube, has over 15,000 subscribers and 1 million views. Since March of 2020, he's told his viewers to buy 26 crypto coins. Had you put $100 into each one, it would now be worth over $66K. Over the 26 coins, his top pick of the year is a coin called Phantom, and that coin alone is up 440 times from when he started. That one call has retired a number of people, including guys and girls in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can all check this out for yourselves by going to YouTube and verifying. So if this is sounding interesting to you, if you've always wanted to dabble in crypto but you weren't sure where to start, this might be for you. Check it out. And you can join the 1,300 members who copy James by heading over to copymycrypto.com/Mayr. That's spelled Mayr. You'll find proof of not only everything I've just said, but my followers, my listeners, my whoever is listening to this right now. If you're in a cave, if you're in a building, you get full access for just $1. You won't find this offer anywhere else, but act fast because this is a New Year offer and it will expire soon. That's copymycrypto.com/MAYR. Don't take this offer lightly. He's the real deal. Go visit the site now. Ooh, yeah, copy my crypto. Making money for the summer. Gonna take some girl or boy on a date. Yeah, yeah. All right, you know what else is exciting? This next guest. This is his second time on CMP. The first time was such a hit. And my God, so much has happened since then. He's blown up even more since his first appearance, but he's back today. He's a little bit of a mischievous internet presence in the form of a cat. He's very mysterious, but very hilarious. Here today joining us is the one and only Mr. Catturd. Welcome back to the show.
Hey. What's happening?
It's so good to have you back. I'm so sorry that you are dealing with internet snafus in your life.
Oh God, it must be nice to live in a big city. You know, I love it out here in the country, but we have a satellite internet, so.
I'm just imagining a litter box with a roof in the middle of a field, and that's where you live, and you're just out there with like an antenna trying to get a signal. But oh my God, Catturd, so much has happened since you were last on. You're crushing it, even more so on Twitter. Man, you're up to like over 600K on Twitter. And you've started your own podcast in the litter box Monday through Friday. People can watch at 3 p.m. Eastern, and you're on. You do that podcast with Jules
Jones. Yeah, we actually did a podcast for over a year and a half before then, but we've kind of branched out and we started a new one. We had it with another person, and then we decided to branch out and just kind of do a new one, and it's been good. We had our first guest was James O'Keefe. Yeah. And we've had General Flynn on. So yeah, our first day we had James O'Keefe, and it was right when everybody was raiding him and stuff. You know, we're coming to get you. You're a journalist.
It's so scary. Like, you know, he must be doing something right if he has so many enemies, and he's just flying a little close to the sun. But he's got to. I mean, like, most journalists are pussies, and they are just regurgitating propaganda instead of actually doing real journalism.
They are. It's a joke. It's a real joke. Whoops, I thought I lost signal there. Sorry about that.
Tell us about what you have to do to get a signal. You said you have to go in your car. You have to drive under.
Yeah. Power. Yeah. And I got a little squirrel on top of my roof with pedaling a metal treadmill with an antenna hat.
Your woodland friends have to gather around you and pedal out to a cell tower.
No, really. When we started this podcast, and we were just getting a bad delay because she's in California and I'm in Florida, and we were getting such a bad delay. It was either delay or I was just going in and out. And if I was on computer, and let's say my podcast is coming and it's storming, gone. I'm out. See, there's a cloud coming. I'll be back in 20 minutes, folks, if it clears up. So you just couldn't.
Have you explored the option of maybe like an Ethernet cable?
Yeah, well, I had technical people on this. We have technical people that we know that are really technical, and they tried just about everything, but you just couldn't get past. I'm not kidding. I erected a 50-foot antenna with this big giant thing, and it cost me a fortune, and it still wasn't enough. So I finally decided to get this mobile device somebody recommended that's got a Shure microphone. It connects to your phone, and about 4 miles away they got a new cell tower they just put up. So I just drive under the cell tower and sit here in my car in the air conditioning. That's how I do my podcast every day.
Well, there's a lot of love for you in the chat, and I feel like a lot of people that'd be willing to help if you ever need technical help or tips or whatever. But I'm sure you've got a lot of people that can help you with this kind of stuff. But people are like, don't do it out of your car. You don't have to.
What you been up to? Where's your studio at?
Oh, it's inside where I live. It's literally like a corner of where I like my bed is on the other side of this room. So I'm not trying to big time anybody here.
What are you? What state are you in?
New York, New York.
Oh,
God,
New York.
one of the few
Damn, down the
remaining.
luck.
Yeah, one of the few remaining New Yorkers here. But I only go into the city once a week to do my compound media show, which is great. So yeah, I'm like a full-time comedian podcaster now. Finally got fired from my day job for not getting the jab. So I'm like, I got
Oh,
pushed
did
out
you
of the
really?
nest.
You
Yeah,
refused?
I refused.
I've
Yeah,
never
no.
worn. I've never worn a mask. I don't even own one.
Damn, good for you. I would have loved to be like the only place I was doing it were planes, and
Yeah.
even then, the last few months, I've just been wearing it. Like as soon as I get off the plane, I take it
It,
off,
it's
and even if I'm connecting, I take it off in between flights. Nobody says shit. And now, of course, they've called off the mandate, which I did not expect at all.
Yeah, they're going to try to fight it, but they're so unpopular. If they got that reverse, that'd be another 10 points off his 33% rating.
You
They
think
can't do
that
anything right.
you think that's why they've let the mandate come down? Is they're really trying to save Biden's approval rating?
They've got, I mean, it's, his approval rating. Quinnipiac poll just came out, and it's a really left leaning thing. So they oversample Democrats and undersample independents. And he's got a 33% rating. Kids from 18 to 35 years old is 21%. Hispanics is 26%.
Wow. And it's like the thing is like, you wouldn't know based on looking at our mainstream media and popular leftist news people like Rachel Maddow. According to her, 56% of Americans favor requiring people on planes, trains, and public transportation to wear masks. 24% are opposed. Yeah. And
On cue. Here comes the fake poll.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't polled. Were you polled, Catturd?
I've never been polled in my life, and I'm old. Never one time.
You deserve to get polled. Come on. You're pollable.
I'm pollable. I'm pollable, bitches. Poll me.
Pull me. Pull me outside. How about that? Yeah, and this is crazy. Of course, majority never seems to matter. If you look at the comments here, I mean, obviously anybody with jabs in their Twitter.
Well, they can still wear a mask. Everything they say makes no sense. So, they're boosted and jabbed twice now, so they got 4 jabs in a year. And they're like scared of the unvaccinated. Well, if it works, why are you so afraid of the unvaccinated? And if your mask works, why do you care if somebody else wears a mask? You're protected. None of it makes sense.
I think they're shocked that we're all still alive. They didn't think it's April now, so we're fully out of the long, hard, deadly, cold, horrible, frigid, brutal winter that Biden promised for all of us unvaccinated.
Yeah, death,
destruction, dismemberment, depression. Yeah, we're still here.
If he stays in any longer, I'm gonna probably start rooting for the asteroid pretty soon. I mean, go asteroid.
Yeah, I've been seeing your tweets. Sometimes you're a little dark, but it's okay. I feel that way too sometimes. Yeah, people are thinking, the flights will cancel, that all the airports are gonna go down. Yeah, right. The flights were down. Flight traffic was down. I mean,
people were cheering.
Yeah,
they were cheering.
Yeah. I've seen clips of like stewardesses going around with a garbage bag, and everybody could throw out their mask. It's like these people that work on airlines, I give them the most credit because they had to keep their mouths shut. They could not let on even a smidge of how they felt about this. I remember one time I was like, I think I was transferring. I don't know if it was Nashville or where I was, but I was in an American Airlines, like one of those places where you hang out in between. Like, I'm not a member, but like the person I was traveling with was a member, so we could like hang out there before the flight in case anyone thinks I'm bougie. I'm like, I don't know, Admiral Club, that's what it's called. So I'm hanging out, and the woman who worked at the front desk at the Admiral Club was so red-pilled and so base. She's like, fuck that. She's like, I don't wear, American Airlines is cool. They don't really make me, they let me wear whatever my own mask is. It sounded like they weren't as strict, but I think these flight attendants that work on the planes, they obviously can't go around being like, yeah, fuck all this.
God, it's miserable. It has to be miserable.
And now it's like finally it's being called off. They can kind of
People have just got to stop doing it at some point. I mean, you look at, I'm a golf fan. I watched the Masters last week, and I mean, you got, tens of thousands of people shoulder to shoulder, nobody in a mask. And it's just, I mean, the blue states are trying to hold on. I love living in Florida. We got a great governor, it's free as hell. I mean, and since I don't fly hardly much anymore, that's probably why I was able to just never even bought a mask. I'm not wearing one. I don't care what anybody says. They can go fuck themselves.
The only masks I bought, Catturd, were from Amazon, and they're like completely mesh. Like they come in different colors. I would be drinking through them with a straw.
Do you wear them?
You could stick a straw there. Yeah, like I have them somewhere, but they're glittery, and it's what the girls like girls in Vegas would be wearing these. Like they either like dealing cards, or if they're like strippers or whatever, it's like the same kind of mask that they wear. It's like they're completely useless. It's all holes and rhinestones, but the rhinestones trick you into like thinking like, oh, maybe it's not full of holes, but really,
oh god, that's hilarious. It works just as well as the other mask. There's no difference.
But you can breathe.
Mr. Turd, we're getting a little feedback from you. I'm not sure if you have a mic plugged in, or if you can maybe try to unplug and plug it back in. Let's see if that makes a difference.
Maybe his tail is hitting the microphone.
Can I just turn it down a little bit? Hold on.
I turned it down. It's got this like clicking.
A little bit of scratchiness.
Yeah, scratching, like scratching at a post.
That's probably what he's doing. He's probably has his little cat post.
Okay. Do you hear it now?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is then. I'm not.
I mean, if we can't do anything about it, all good. I was just looking to see if maybe there's something. But
I don't hear it on my end, so it's hard for me to fix it. Or.
Oh, so you sound okay. Right, you probably sound okay.
I sound fantastic on my end.
You do.
You know what? Fuck me. The turd sounds great. I'm going to get out of here.
The turd has spoken.
And I don't know what it is.
It's all good. I think it's kind of funny. It's endearing. Like you're crushing it. Like we're doing so good, but then like sometimes you can't figure out a microphone situation. I want to hear your thoughts about what's going on in Florida right now. Still, they seem to not let this go. Florida Senate votes to strip Disney of special self-government status as feud over the Don't Say Gay law escalates, even though it's a bill that never says gay in it to begin with.
It's talking to 5-year-old kindergartners about sex is what it is. And so we finally have a Republican, the first one in history. And if anybody knows me, I'm all about getting rid of the corruption in D.C., and I hammer Republicans just as bad as Democrats. So it doesn't matter. Everybody's in my crosshairs. If you're corrupt or you're not doing the right thing, I don't mind stepping on you. So the DeSantis, though, I mean, he's just killed. He's on offense.
And that's how you have to be, because they'll walk all over you.
You can't care what they say. It's just like the mask mandate. I just, ever since it started, I don't care if I need to, and I go everywhere. I have to live my life and grocery shop and everything. I just storm in there. I just stomp in there like I own the place, and it kind of helps. I'm over 6 foot, and I kind of look like a cross between a Hell's Angel and an axe murderer. That probably does.
That does help. Catturd, it helps so much. I was on a subway a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy about in his 60s. He was like, you need to put a mask on. And he moved away from me like I was a disgusting leper. He said to me like 2 or 3 times, I need to put a mask on. He moved away. And we're in between stops. Sure enough, next stop, a guy gets on, like a 6 foot tall guy in his 30s, also not wearing a mask, stands right next to him. He didn't say shit to that guy. And I was like, wow, this is misogyny. This is heightist. There's a lot going on. But obviously,
they just don't know that they should be hitting on you. They should be like, hey, let's get COVID together. Let's get COVID together.
I'm one of the few women walking around New York City you can see my whole face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I'm for more hitting on.
Nobody wears it. Nobody wears it here. So people don't fuck with you
because you're tall and you look like an axe murderer. That definitely helps.
Yes, I do. I literally look like an axe murderer.
That's pretty. You should get a prize. Like the fact that you haven't even bought a mask is pretty cool.
Well, it's just... I was I had my other podcast then, but just soon as they did the lockdowns, and if I don't agree with Trump, I don't agree with him. I was the first in the podcast. I said, look, do not do this. These people are crazy. They're power hungry. Once you give them this power, it's not going to be 15 days. They're never going to let this go. And I was just hammering it. And I was right. And it's just like, you cannot give these politicians this power. They'll just keep taking it. They'll take this and they'll take something else and something else till you don't have any freedom no more. And they don't mind doing it. Look at them.
Yeah. And so I like that DeSantis is not letting this go, not letting Disney run all over him. DeSantis, an ascendant GOP governor and potential 2024 presidential candidate, has battled with Disney over the company's opposition to the new law barring instruction.
Obsession was better.
Yeah, it is. Sexual orientation and gender identity in K through third. On Tuesday, DeSantis raised the stakes as lawmakers returned to the Capitol for a special legislative session on congressional redistricting. The governor issued a proclamation that allows the GOP-controlled state house to take up bills eliminating Disney's self-governing district. I mean, what do they think? They're their own state?
Well, they are. They passed this in the 60s. And, you know, I mean, how different is the world from the 60s? You know what I mean? So they can just build anything. They don't have to pull permits or anything. They got 25,000 acres. They can build, do anything. They don't have to worry about, like if I, you know, on my horse ranch, if I go build a building tomorrow, I got to go pull permits and do all that crap. So why are they special? Why do I have to do it and they don't?
Fucking Disney, man. He said, I am announcing today that we are expanding the call of what they are going to be considering this week. And so, yes, they will be considering the congressional map, but they will also be considering termination of all special districts that were enacted in Florida prior to 1968. And that includes the Reedy Creek Improvement District, DeSantis said at a news conference referencing the company's governing district without mentioning Disney by name. So it's like he mentioned it, but it didn't directly call them out. Disney representatives did not return an email request for comment on Tuesday. It was not immediately clear how the elimination of the district would affect the company or neighboring governments. Yeah, DeSantis is just not a pussy. He knows what's going on.
He don't give a damn, and he don't care if you call him. Let's face it, they're going to call you every name in the book. Even an account my size that does fart jokes. I mean, I get death threats every day. Big deal. I'm never going to change. People hate me. I mean, you ought to read my emails sometime.
I would love to read your emails.
I can cuss. I can cuss like a sailor, and they've invented words I don't even know. So what the hell is that they're calling me?
Words you haven't even heard of. That should be a segment, Catturd, just like death threat of the week.
Death threat of the week.
And you can black out the person's name if you want, but sometimes it's good to share the colorful language.
They did a whole monologue on, I think it was CBS Late Show. They did a monologue just, about what a piece of crap I was.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because President Trump retweeted me 3 times in a day, and they were just making fun of my name and stuff. It's so funny because, it's so funny because I've only been on social media 3.5 years. I'm 57 now. I was 54 when I joined. And I just got up one day. I'd never been on Facebook, nothing. And I'm and I didn't even know how to do it. And so I just said, I'm going to join Twitter today because I've been reading it and I'm just going to get an account, And I was just Catturd, and saw a picture and it was just this instant thing, I never thought I'd have 10 followers. So, and I remember asking people, man, how do I put a picture on here and stuff? I had no idea what the hell I was doing, man.
No, it's not that you wanted to be anonymous. You just couldn't figure out how to.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do a picture. Yeah, and I don't care. A lot of people know who I am, but I don't care. I mean, at some point, I'm going to reveal myself because I just don't care. And
are going to reveal yourself at some point. Interesting, because some people did tune in hoping for a face reveal, and I said, well, what about a butthole reveal?
Yeah. How about a butt shot?
That. Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm going to do it on my podcast. So, if I'm going to do it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's very exciting, though. So you've thought about it. You've weighed the pros and cons.
But what I was trying to say was, so I met, it's so, it's ridiculous that I have all these people that I look like were stars to me, and they're DMing me and inviting me to their red carpet events and all this stuff, and it's kind of ridiculous. But they do I've had articles written about me on, oh God, in every major newspaper. And every story is basically 3 pages of what a piece of shit I am. So here I am. I've never been on social media. And every story I read, it's just, he's a jerk, he's a misogynist, a racist, a piece of crap, stupid, ignorant, redneck, hillbilly.
They have to do that because you're someone to pay attention to. Like, if you had no followers, you're obviously someone that people want to listen to, and they care about your thoughts, and you're a viable source. It's humiliating for the mainstream media to have to admit that a Twitter account named Catturd gets more love and more attention than the refined, schooled, journalistic integrity of a CNN and an ABC, etc. So I'm sure they're super embarrassed and they're lashing out by calling you every name they can think of.
It's hilarious that it's just every article written about me is just what a piece of crap I am for 3 pages, and that's it. So I've never had an article that says anything nice about me, but I just think it's funny.
I like it. And then they go, oh, he peddles a book called The Adventures of Cow Fart. And it's like, thanks for the plug.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
what's
they
the most
hate me.
fancy event or biggest event you've been invited to, you think, since your
ride? Well, I've been invited to just about a lot of stuff. I just got invited by Dinesh D'Souza to the red carpet event in Miami with President Trump to for the opening of his movie 2,000 Mules, which shows them mules, you know, on election night, dropping off all them hundreds of thousands.
So maybe this is why, you need to show your face so you can start going to these events.
Well, I just don't, I don't care about stuff like that. I'm just, I'm just kind of an old country boy. And I traveled with a company before I did this, and I was in a band before then. I traveled in a band, so I traveled my whole life, and I was on the road 300 days a year for years and years and years and years. So I didn't even really hardly. My home was just where my couch lived, So I'm fine. I'm fine, just kind of chilling out right now. And the reason I couldn't make it to that event, which I'd have loved to went to that event, but I have, like, every year I have some fishing buddies come down, and we, like, some old friends, and we do a little fishing week, and that was like that week. So it's planned all year.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that's good. You're a loyal dude, and it doesn't seem like you are desperate for the attention. You just like to be able to express yourself and have fun.
I think it's hilarious. It doesn't like, ego me out or anything. I just think it's all funny and ridiculous. I mean, this weird cat turd thing that I invented, and it's just got the glasses and a cat, and now all these people make memes about it, and they're like Simpson cartoons now. Have you ever seen them? I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, they're great. I love seeing them, especially with your buddy Il Donaldo Trumpo.
Oh yeah,
you guys and memes together. Have you met him or talked to him?
I haven't met him or her. I don't even know if it's a female or male.
They, them, yeah.
I've been a lot of people think that's me. I mean, there was this big thing on Getter one day, and they were like, this, and they're the same person. And look, I don't run any. I'm on 4 different platforms. I'm on Gab, Truth, Getter, and under the same name, and Twitter. And that's it. And I don't have any other accounts. I don't run that. I'm not James Woods. They thought I was James Woods for a long time before I started talking.
Oh wow.
So,
yeah. Are you worried about, I don't know, doxing or anything like that? Because this.
Well, they do. They list my address 100 times a day. Patrols do. So they dox me all the time. Just, smaller accounts. But no, I'm not worried. I got 10 acres fenced in, 4 dogs that'll take care of you at the fence. I'm a redneck, man.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna mess with us down here.
They should be afraid of you. Yeah. Washington Post backs Taylor Lorenz over doxing of libs of TikTok. The Washington Post came out in support of its internet culture beat reporter Taylor Lorenz after she came under fire on social media for allegedly doxing the woman behind the controversial Twitter account Libs of TikTok. It's not controversial. She literally is just showing these people what they post.
Did you see her crying too? They're mean to me.
Taylor Lorenz was crying.
Oh yeah. Did you see that video?
No. Okay, let me
2 weeks ago, she was crying on an MSNBC or something interview about how mean people can be on the internet and how they doxed her and stuff. And then she went and doxed her the next 2 weeks.
Damn.
Bawling. I'm sorry, I can't talk anymore. That kind.
Wow, Taylor Lorenz is a diligent and accomplished journalist whose reporting methods comport entirely with the Washington Post's professional standards. Okay, so Chaya Raichik in her management of, this is the quote, Chaya Raichik in her management of the Lives of TikTok Twitter account and in media interviews has had significant impact on public discourse, and her identity had become public knowledge on social media. Barr added, we did not publish any link or details to her personal life. Supporters of Raichik claim that the Post statement was inaccurate as the initial story published by Lorenz contained a link to the woman's work address and other work details.
Good God. Yeah, how ironic. They dox her name and nobody can pronounce it still. So I like that.
Yeah, why does it matter?
You know.
Yeah, Lorenz is widely criticized by conservative-leaning social media. She should be criticized by everybody. This is again, but you know the teams are so defined at this point.
Do you know when this started, like 36 hours ago, that Lives of TikTok had like 580,000 followers, and now they have almost 900. They've gotten 330,000 followers. So it's the biggest backfire in history. You know, they're trying to make her account and you know, destroy her. And I mean, she's gonna have 1 million followers by tomorrow.
Wow, yeah, I'm just checking now. She's up to 885 points.
Man, and she was like 100,000 less. I got like 690. Of course, they take 1,500 to 5,000 followers every week from me. So every time I get 1,500 or 2,000, they take them. Then I'll get.
I've been noticing, like, yeah, small purges are happening.
Man, all day.
Consistently. Wow.
When they got rid of Trump and they purged all the conservative accounts, I lost 125,000 followers in 2 days.
Do you feel like most of those people ended up coming back in some form, or they were lost to these other platforms?
I have no idea. You know, well, you can't. You know, there's only one true free speech out there, and that's Gab. You can say what you want on Gab, and I mean anything. When I say, hey, you think you want free speech, till you start reading your comments on Gab, and you're like, whoa.
Oh my God, that's great.
But you can say anything over. I don't care if it's racist, anything. You can say anything.
Sounds like Compound Media. I just got in a little bit of trouble because somebody called into my show on Compound, and like he was fighting with somebody else, but he said the N-word a bunch of times. And one of my guests, who is an adult film star, who screams the N-word on camera, but she was so offended she had to walk out. So I just find that kind of funny and hypocritical, but
I was reading something about that on your page. I hadn't had no storm off guest yet, but you know, I hope to get one soon.
You will. Oh, you'll get there. Oh, Matthew Hammond says, my life is better following Catturd on Twitter. Thank you. Oh, we got fans in the chat from Uncle Sam. Well, another one of us. I too never bought a mask and only wore one for court on January 6th. Best alibi ever. Love y'all. Both stay safe, my friends. Thanks, Uncle Sam.
If it was a medical situation and, you know, I had to go to the hospital or something, they want me to wear a mask. Of course, I'm not getting my broken leg mended because I'm not wearing a mask. I mean, of course I wouldn't. But these aren't medical situations. Going to a grocery store or going to wherever. It's not a medical situation.
No. Yeah. And I, you know, other than on planes to, you know, go do stand-up gigs all over the country. Like I wore it one other time to visit literally my boyfriend's dying grandmother. And that was like, that's when I'll make it
medical, like I said.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it sucks. It still sucks. And now it's like, now that the mandates have been lifted, I just think it's
unhealthy.
The idea that most people still want to be wearing. No, they don't. I don't believe that for 1 second.
No, they don't. You know what Paskanky said today?
Paskanky?
Yeah. Paskanky said, she literally said today, I was just reading it right before I come on the show. She said it was only one plane that they got video on that cheered.
Oh, wow.
How many people sleep at night?
What people want to do, I think, record more videos of people cheering on planes. Wow. And you know what? Planes have such incredible air circulation. Why do you think you never smell anybody's farts on the plane? It's because the air circulation is next level. It scoops that shit right up into the air ducts. That's why you can't smell anything.
People's been getting viruses for as long as I've been alive. You know, there's been some really bad ones. There's been bird flu and pig flu and all the animal flus you can mention. So this is it's just all a bunch of bullshit. It's overblown to hell and back.
Yeah.
Every part of it is. I'm not saying it's not dangerous. I'm not saying I can't get it. But if I die of it, and I've talked all this shit, I won't be around to listen to y'all make fun of me.
Did you ever get COVID?
No, I haven't got it.
No, you never got it? Oh, probably because
I got swine flu when it was around. It was rough.
Whoa. How was that? Did you start oinking? What does swine flu feel like?
Well, yep. I couldn't eat bacon in the morning. That's the only thing.
Okay. But wow. You're one of the rare. I feel like most people at this point have gotten it. But you know what? If you end up getting it, it's good. It's so weak now anyway.
I'll be okay. I've had double pneumonia like 5 times in my life and flu like 20 times. And I mean, I'll be, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not going to live my life scared like a little rat and run around smelling my old stinky breath all day long. It ain't happening.
Oh no. Oh God. Especially I see like the crackheads, like a lot of them still wearing the very first mask they got in 2020. A lot of people
my God.
Not swapping them out for freshies. So
yeah, it's got a brown stain and a circle around it now.
It's horrible, and it's so cruel that it seems like the last group of people finally to not have to wear masks anymore are the littlest little kids, which we all know were least at risk, but they're again easiest population, just easiest group to control. So
I can't believe you got a shirt rooting for Putin. I was laughing my ass off. That takes some balls right there.
And a mug. I
rooting
don't know.
For Putin.
We were just talking about it one day. We're like, I got into like kind of a fight with a buddy. He's like, "How dare you? He's a monster." I'm like, okay, let's break this down, Bill. Like, what does your activism look like? Going to the one Ukrainian restaurant in the city, putting a flag in your profile. Like, what good does any of our are you fucking helping? What good does any of our individual activism actually do? I mean, even if we were to Venmo the Ukraine directly, like, it does nothing. All of it. So you might as well, like, to me, like, this is all about, like, the people who I don't trust are the ones telling me to simp for the Ukraine. And I have no idea what's going on. I feel like this country should make its own bed first before getting involved.
Exactly. I'll care when they start caring about America. But here's the situation. We got the Russian media, which is all propaganda, and Putin, he lies all the time. And now and they're corrupt as hell. And you got Ukraine, their leader, and all them, they're corrupt as hell. And their media is 100% propaganda. And we got the Biden regime with us, who's corrupt as hell and lie all the time. And our media is all propaganda. So I don't believe anything coming out of there. You can't. And it's not my fault. They make, if you say something like I just said that, like, oh God, but it's not my fault, but it's the truth. So, I wish I could believe y'all, but all you do is lie. You do nothing but lie 24/7. So, I don't believe any of you. I don't believe any of the pictures. I don't believe anything being said because it's all a bunch of liars.
Yeah, and like Biden must be in such horrible shape. Like we've seen so many viral snafus, like him shaking the hand of like nobody, like turning around looking lost. Like imagine how many moments are not getting through, are not going viral, are not getting on camera.
The Easter Bunny, he's the Easter Bunny's little bitch.
I gotta know who is in that Easter Bunny costume.
They're only gonna let him out like on like St. Patty's Day. They're gonna have like St. Patrick telling him what to do, and then like Halloween, they're gonna have the devil say, "Come here, over here," and then like Santa Claus at Christmas.
Yeah, just whatever's going. Yeah, Arbor Day, the big tree comes out.
Says, "Shut up."
Oh my God. Just getting him out of conversations.
He don't know where he's at, and Kamala Harris is so dumb she can't even complete a sentence either. I mean, she's a passages of time, and the time passages of time.
All right, big country, smaller country, smaller country. Wow, look at this! Oh, get him out of there! He just redirected him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oof.
He's, they used to say he looks like the old guy from Poltergeist,
Yeah.
But now he looks worse than that, scarier than that guy.
Yeah, he looked alarmed to see the Easter Bunny. Like like a friend that he didn't recognize.
Hunter's probably in there smoking crack, and it's probably coming out of his smoke out of his ears.
Like, oh, the Easter Bunny smells funny.
Yeah, Hunter's just like, I mean, he's just for me the joke that never. I can just go on forever. I mean, here's a guy who, I mean, he's smoked, you know. He not only smoking crack for years and knocking down every Ukraine hooker that ever lived, but he has to have this need to film it all, every bit of it. You know, I'm the vice president's son. I'm smoking crack, and I'm banging hookers 10 at a time, and I'm just gonna completely, you know, film every bit of it.
I know, it's like you and I, we do podcasts. It's like it would never occur to me like turn my laptop on and like film myself like doing whatever. Well, I guess that's what this podcast is, but like, yeah, like just he's so checked out, and maybe it's just a weird vanity thing to want to record yourself smoking crack.
It's kind of, you know, and he's hitting on his you know, his brother after he'd passed away, his wife, and he's, you know, having little strippers with little pop secrets everywhere.
Secrets.
You got corn pop and you got pop secret.
Yeah, so here is, let's just add up Monday. Hunter Biden spotted at White House Easter egg roll after keeping low profile amid federal investigation. Yeah, maybe it was him in the bunny suit. This is not the picture I would have chosen to. This doesn't make him look good.
Yeah, well, he looks rough. He's in that $30,000 a month Malibu crack house, man, smoking that crack. You think he stopped just suddenly? I mean, just because they got you new teeth and put you in a suit don't mean you stop crack.
No, he's gonna probably crack through this set of teeth as well.
He can crack through some. When you can crack through some fake teeth, you're cracking it up pretty damn good.
That's too much crack. Yeah, he was at the Easter egg house. The first son was photographed alongside his wife, Melissa Cohen, 35, and 2-year-old son, Bo. Oh my God, they named the new son Bo.
Oh God!
Isn't this like he's boning Bo's ex-wife?
Oh my God! This
is just the new son Bo. That should not be allowed.
I'm telling you, and then he showed up for like the inauguration, and then to sell his crack, you know, $500,000 pop crack doodles. You know, I'm gonna do a crack doodle. Yeah, it's crack. I call them crack doodles. $500,000 for a damn crack doodle.
Yeah. I drew this one while I was cracked out a couple months ago.
Yeah, and it looks like nothing. And he didn't even paint them. They're terrible, and he didn't even paint them.
How about a reality show starring Hunter Biden called "The Cracks of Life"?
Yeah.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have.
You take a puff, you pass it.
You take a puff, you pass it down. Make sure it doesn't hit the ground. The cracks of life. The cracks of life.
I like it.
This is the first time the younger Biden has been seen since
since crack doodling.
Since his crack doodles. The Washington Post authenticated emails from it. It's like it doesn't even matter. It's like it's all true, and people don't care. I mean, like but it was so long ago. It's like, okay, what else are you gonna admit to from 2 years ago?
Well, but just imagine if it was Don Jr. that had 14,000 pictures on a laptop.
Oh, they'd never let it go. It would be front page news.
They'd already have him in prison. They'd already have him in prison. He'd be in prison, raided the home, everything.
Yep.
But you know that it's sad. Just they're so corrupt in D.C. now. I mean, all of them. It's bad.
Do you feel like this is going to make people less inclined to vote or more inclined to vote?
Well, you have to vote, even though, you know, we saw what happened. I mean, you know, come on. Trump was winning every swing state by a mile with 80% reporting. I mean, so far ahead, I've never even seen anything like it. They stopped the voting at 9 because they said they needed rest. Well, they start counting votes at 7, so I guess them 2 hours wore them out. There's a water main.
I remember that. I was up late. Yeah. I was up till 3 a.m. and I remember them shutting it down. Like, good night, everybody. I was like, what?
So here's a guy that wasn't even getting 40% of the vote, but just so happened at 3 a.m., just in them 5 swing states that they happen to stop voting for the first time in history so they could rest. They have 1.5 million total ballots coming in 5 states, 99.9% Joe Biden's. And then they're like, this is the most fair, you know, of course. What do you think
Most
happened? I mean,
popular-
Jesus,
most
this
popular
is
person
not
ever.
this is not rocket science.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, I think at first people were very bummed out and like, I'm not going to vote again. Fuck all this. But it's
You
like
have
you
to
have
vote.
to try. You have to hope. You have
What
to
the-
hope some of the votes get through.
But you know, look what you know. One governor can fix this mess, and I don't want an advantage. I just want them to be fair, and all this mail-in vote. I mean, Dinesh D'Souza, it's hard for me to pronounce his name. It's like the lives a TikTok girl.
Oh, okay.
But he's coming. He's got a movie coming out, 2,000 Mules, that actually has all these 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinesh. He has them. He has them. You know, dropping off all these things in boxes. You know, thousands and thousands and thousands. It's on film. So it's coming out. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. But, you know, you have to vote, and it only takes one good governor. Like, man, I've lived in Florida a long time, and I'm very political in the state. And he come in here, and we had the most cheaty county ever. Broward County in Florida was the cheatingest place in the world for years. It was just a joke. Everybody knew if you have to win a Republican governor by about 100,000, because they'll just keep counting in Broward County for a month until they get the count.
Wow.
So, and they had this lady, Brenda Snipes, had been running it. She was crooked. And it was just, he came in here in 3 years, and he made it, you know, he makes it illegal to ballot harvest. And he has a ballot harvest police now just for that. So if you're out there cheating in election, he's got a police force just for that. And he went down there and he cleaned out all that corrupt crap, and he's cleaned it up in here, you know, and they're going to be hard to cheat in Florida now. And it's just one good governor with some balls.
Wow. Let me see. I want to show this trailer for this 2,000 Mules.
Oh, you got it? That's awesome.
Now. God, yeah.
He's such a good person, and his wife is just so nice, and they're so nice to me. I just love them. They're really good people. I haven't met them in person. They invited me to, but
Wow. All right, let's play. I hope this is the right one.
Most secure in U.S. history. There has been no evidence of widespread voter fraud.
He lost a fair and secure election.
The most secure
election in American history.
Yeah.
So fortified.
Really?
All those of you who volunteered and worked the polls, you deserve a special thanks from the entire nation.
Wow. How did they get this footage?
They got it all. I mean, this is a detailed thing. He's got where the mules went.
This one mule made 53 trips to 20 drop boxes. He's not alone. We tracked 2,000 mules making multiple ballot drops. Leaving no fingerprints.
Whoa. Wearing those COVID
Snapping
gloves.
photos to get paid.
They snap photos to get paid.
A coordinated ring of illegal vote harvesting in all the key states where the election was decided.
They delivered us
That's just a coincidence.
victory.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see that.
Damn. This looks good. Wow. This will be out soon, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the premiere, they're doing the red carpet premiere on May the 4th, I believe. I think. So, yeah, it's out there to be seen, but they're going to be watching them closer, and you just have to get one good governor because, you know, the states run the elections. The federal people don't. So you just have to give one person that cares. And I want fair elections, you know. I'm all for the, you know, you remember how they, they get the purple finger? I'm all for the purple finger, man. Ink it up.
What's the purple finger?
Well, to see when you vote, they put you have to put your finger down in ink, and that shows you voted, and you can't vote twice, and it stays on there for 2 or 3 days. The purple finger.
Is this an old thing? I've never heard of this.
When they did the Iraq elections for the first time after Saddam Hussein, they did it. They were like, you know, you ink your finger So I'm like, I think everybody should stick their whole head in a thing of ink, and if they got purple faces, they voted. Yeah.
Oh,
If you're purple, you voted. If you're not, you didn't.
Has anybody in the chat heard of this purple finger? Let me bring up this. Wow, look at this. How to get rid of your purple finger after elections. This looks dirty.
Don't doubt me, man. Don't doubt me.
I thought, you get a purple finger if you're in a swing state,
Yeah. If you're in a red state, get a red finger. Blue state, blue finger.
Okay, this is from obviously another country. It did not cross my mind that some people did not know that in Belize, dipping your finger in ink was part of the voting process.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they're doing this in Belize.
Think about how easy and brilliant that is, though, because the ink stays on. You can't get it off. It has to wear off. But you can't go vote twice. You can just okay, have you voted? Nope. Well, gosh, every Democrat would have they'd have
both
10
hands
purple fingers.
Purple, and their feet.
And their toes, their ears, their nose.
Everything. Elbows, anything you can vote with. Knuckles. Oh, damn, this is a great idea.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can make them fair if you want. And it's all we ask for is fair elections. That's it. I don't want the Justice Department to favor Republicans, and they favor Democrats all day long. I mean, we just have to, get back to being fair somehow.
Just continually calling this shit out and not stopping. Pat Maloney says Catturd is a national treasure. Today is a woke apocalypse between Depp, Disney, libs of TikTok, Elon with Twitter, and Netflix dying on the vine.
Yeah, Netflix, man, they went 20% down, then 17% more down, 37% down. That's like $50 billion or something.
Why did Netflix go down? Did I miss something?
Because all they do is woke. I mean, they're just a woke company now. All they do is woke. I mean, and they're basically a slush fund for the Democrat Party. The Obama comes out, once they get out of office, who gives them a $70 million silver plate of money? Netflix makes a deal with them. All the Democrats get it. I mean, who they just gave $100 million to? Who's the guy with no nuts? Harry, and who's his wife that owns his nuts? I can't remember.
Meghan Markle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How are people still giving a fuck about them? I don't understand.
Yeah, they're dumb. Both of them, dumb and dumber. They can't even God, they're so uninteresting,
Wow. Shares of Netflix tumbled 35% in Wednesday trading after the company delivered a considerable slowdown in revenue growth and surprise net loss of subscribers. Wow. Shed 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter. Company predicted it could lose 2 million more. Wow. Why all of a sudden? I mean, Netflix has been woke for a while.
Yeah. It's just people. Look, people are tired. People are sick of this crap. You know what I mean? And it's just like when they started messing with the children, it's over then. You can't mess with people's 5 and 6 year old kids. And they're like, well, my 5-year-old kid's transgender. And my 5-year-old kid believes in Santa Claus because I told him, a little fat man, magical reindeer and comes down the chimney. You're messing with little kids. They don't have minds yet. And I don't care what you do in the adult. I don't give a damn. I don't care what you do, how you are. You can dress like you dress, sleep with who you want to sleep with. I don't give a damn. But let the kids be kids. Leave them alone. Once they started messing with the children with this critical race theory, that's when they lost Virginia. And now with this, trying to teach 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, about, talking to them about sex. I mean, man, when I was 5 years old, I don't want to go on the playground and, man, throw rocks at Jimmy. You know what I mean? I didn't care about sex.
It's really crazy. And and the fact that this is veiled as education is total bullshit. It's like, no, you are impressing upon them how you want them to think about sex, sexuality, gender. It's like you're imprinting
You're cramming your beliefs down their throats, period.
Yeah.
And you should think about how ridiculous this is. If me and you're working together, you said you just got fired, but we're at the water cooler and I'm start talking to you about sex. That's sexual harassment. You start saying, hey, baby, blah, 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 blah. That's sexual harassment. But a teacher can go talk to a 5-year-old about sex for 15 minutes. And how is that any different?
And
it's worse.
Kids are they're scared. They're not going to say whether they feel uncomfortable or not, because that's an authority figure. And kids are always in survival mode, and they have to make the adults around them happy. They want their validation. And if an adult that they spend 6 whatever hours with every day is telling them like this is the way to be special, and they say it over and over again.
They're
like,
gonna do it.
They're gonna, you're taking advantage of kids that are confused, and it's also like it's just a weird. It's power games because it's like you're the one that wants to get in there and make that first impression before the dumb parents can, and it's just. It's a real sign of disrespect. Like
I just couldn't imagine. It's just the way the world's turning. I mean, I could imagine like, let me see. When I was 6 years old, it was 1970. I was 5 years old in 1969. So I could just see me, Daddy, what did you learn at kindergarten today? They taught me about anal sex. I could just see him storming down to that school and getting some. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be pretty. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh my God. It's like, and I make jokes about everything. I think everything should be up for grabs to joke about, but this is just like, and I don't even have kids, and this breaks my heart. And it's like, and I
leave the kids alone.
Yeah. I have friends and colleagues, whatever, people that I work with who are like in the sex worker industry or they're adult film stars or whatever. And it's so funny. Like, I interview so many and talk to so many of them, and so many of them have something in common, which is kind of a very early introduction into like sex, whether it's like an act or someone close to them does something inappropriate. And it's like, I'm finding a lot of them have this in common. And then some people, they may not even be in that industry. They got molested or something happened to them at an early age, and it fucks you up for life in ways you may not. I had a girlfriend I was talking to. She just realized the other day that her dad touched her when she was very young, and she's 40 years old, and she just realized, like, I don't know if she was like, it was a hypnosis thing, but she just remembered this memory from her childhood. And it's this stuff affects you for life. Some people end up, gaining a bunch of weight in an attempt to like kind of unconsciously keep people away. I mean, like, there's so many effects of abuse, and you're only a kid for so many years.
Let the kids be kids. Quit cramming your beliefs down. Live your life like you want to. If you're 18 and over, or whatever, and they consider you an adult, just do what you want. I don't care. But leave the kids out. If it's a bridge too far, people are tired of it, and when they start messing with people's kids, it's over, man. I'm telling you, there's going to be a pendulum swing like you've never seen.
And that's the thing, is like, you can have patience for other adults and other, like, all right, they're mentally ill, they're gay, whatever. And it's like, when it comes to like your kids or someone else's kids, it's like, okay, well, no one can protect them. Kids can't just yes and you and be like, oh, okay, I'm being polite, but really I think you're fucking nuts. It's like, kids, that they need protection. So that's, people should have
I had the opposite problem. Nobody wanted to touch me. I was like 18.
Oh. From Ed Igma.
I was 16. I was like, can somebody touch me now?
Is anybody? I'm ready. Hello. Any takers? Take a number. Anybody? From Ed Igma. I love posting Catturd tweets on my Facebook page. Triggers all the woke tards on my friends list. Keep it up, Catturd. You're awesome. LGB.
Oh, nice. I don't know why I make people so mad, but I do. Gotta make them mad.
Gotta. Well, because you're making them think, and I think people do not want to think that they're wrong, and anything that pushes them outside their paradigm, it's uncomfortable because nobody likes to be
how
wrong.
Brainwashed people are. It's unbelievable. I mean, they literally are programmed to whatever the news tells them, and they cannot believe that 99% of our media is propaganda, and that's all it is, every bit of it. I mean, you think about it. If you want to have truth, come to my podcast. Or I don't know everything, but at least I'll sit here and I'll tell you the common sense approach or the truth how I see it. And people like your podcast, and that's where you have to go to get the truth, because when you're on ABC, NBC, Fox News, any of them, you have billionaires, and all their hosts make $2 million to 20, 30 million a year.
It's like, you're not regular people anymore.
Yeah, they have no idea.
Class. Yeah.
Yeah, they go from they're most of them that you see up there they're rich kids. Okay, they're millionaires, kids, with trust funds, and then they go right from high school to Yale, and then they go to they get their doctorate, then they go right to CNN or wherever, And it's just, and they've never lived real life. They've never had to struggle for their bills. They've never had to, change a flat tire. They've never had to do anything real. Mm-hmm. So you got a bunch and if you don't think them millionaires that make $10 million a year aren't going to do exactly what them billionaires tell them to say, and not blink an eye, they're going to. So
it's the same thing with Hollywood. So many of our entertainers, they get into a lifestyle they want to maintain. They get into a social class they want to keep up with. So, and it's just this why like people get so mad at Amy Schumer. And I realized the other day, I'm like, no, she loves being famous more than she loves being funny. And so when your values shift towards maintaining your fame and your status and your money, then your values shift away from entertainment, from being funny, from being genuine, authentic, connecting with people. You're like, nope, like Hollywood is my daddy. The mainstream media is my bitch. Like,
yeah, God, it's addictive. And I've had some opportunities, but I just don't have the ego for it. I don't care. Who cares what I look like? Who gives a damn? I mean, damn, I'm not a supermodel.
I care what you look like.
It's not. That's ridiculous. But
Pat Maloney says the BBC just had to cancel a show because of public outrage. It was about adult themes towards young kids showing men with full rods. What?
Good Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Look at the Hollywood. I mean, you're a comedian, so I'm sure you had a lot to talk about when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I mean, that's right up your, that's.
Yeah, we were talking about it. People still talking about it.
Talking about pussy. God. And pussy whipped.
I went from thinking it was fake to being like, okay, it's
real.
I
knew it was real.
Yeah.
When it happened, I knew it was real. I could tell, man, because, I'm a redneck. We've been in a lot of fights. I can tell it was real.
I just was like, wow, he's very comfortable to have this whole meltdown publicly, and or Will Smith is just so abused that like it was his only outlet.
He's totally gone. He's mentally ill. I mean, I don't have that swing of emotions in 10 years that he had in about 5 hours. I mean, he's laughing at Chris Rock, and then he goes up there and physically assaults a comedian, which I know that has to hit your wheelhouse because you don't want nobody slapping you because you don't like your comedy.
Thank God I've never been slapped or hit, and no one's ever come up on stage while I've been there. But someone did throw a sandwich at my friend once at a show, so that's probably the closest I've come.
But then he's like angry, and then keep your what was he saying? Keep my
wife's fucking name out of your fucking mouth.
Fucking mouth. Fuck FFF. And then an hour later, he accepts his award and breaks down like a little baby, and he's sniffing and ain't making any sense. And then an hour later, he's at a party dancing, and let's party, let's raise the roof. This is not normal.
Yeah,
this is not normal to have them kind of emotional swings in a 6 or 7 hour period. I'm like, my God.
He seemed so hurt that he wouldn't. If I had a public meltdown, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna be at the after party. I'm gonna be home figuring my shit out. Taking a bath.
He thought it was gonna blow over, didn't he? I mean, he thought it was gonna blow over, and it didn't. I mean, he lost his career. He's lost his name. Everything he's ever done, it's gone. He's never gonna get it back.
You think he's toast?
Well, they love a good comeback because so they're gonna pretend like he does a comeback at some point. He's gonna go to slap rehab. It's gonna be
rehab. He needs to slap detox. Yeah, he needs to go 30 days with slaps. Yeah,
they're gonna have some a little crackhead woman that called him all kinds of names. He's gonna want to slap her, and you just want to slap me.
Up, now hold it. Yeah, they'll put him through something they just try to get him to slap.
My name's Will Smith, and I'm a slapaholic. I slapped 3 bitches today.
It's been 2 months since my last slapping.
Since I slapped somebody, bitch slap.
One day at a time, and then he gets his slap chip after 6 months, no slaps.
Yeah, I can't even slap my wife's ass anymore because it might do a.
I don't want to.
Might make me slip.
Yeah. Matthew Hammond says we need to get an interview with Catturd and Larry the Cable Guy. Why do I have a feeling they could spend hours talking to each other? Ooh. Not all rednecks are the same, Matthew.
Hey, man. Yeah. I like Larry the Cable Guy. Actually, I think he's hilarious.
He's great.
I like all kinds of comedians, though. And the comedians I've always liked were the ones that make you feel uncomfortable. That's my favorite ones. And you can't hardly do it these days. But, I remember, sneaking when I was a kid on a record, one of my friends and listening to Red Fox. And now Red Fox was nasty.
Yeah.
I'm talking about nasty comedian. And I would laugh, and he was like, man, I hope parents don't come home. We put it up, it was theirs at a friend's house. But, I like the ones, I like the Andrew Dice Clays, the Richard Pryors, the Dave Chappelle's. I like the ones that make you feel uncomfortable as hell.
Why do you think it's important for a comedian to make people feel uncomfortable? Like, a lot of people say, oh, make me laugh, but why uncomfortable? Why is that important?
I don't know, because it's just like, to me, it's funny when he's saying something that everybody's thought, but he's got the balls or she's got the balls to say it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, like
it's saying the thing that nobody's saying.
Yeah. But a lot of people are thinking it, and it's outside the box. It's originality. I mean, Sam Kinison. But I like all kinds of comedians. I love George Carlin, because George Carlin make you think. He was brilliant.
He's one of my favorites. Just so honest and just commentating, realistically about life and what he was observing, like real things that we all see. And now that seems to be taboo. And there's all these fact checkers, Snopes, and you need a reliable source. It's like, no, how about like what you experience with your own two eyes? Is that not worth saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be original in any field. If you're a musician, if you're a comedian, it's hard to stand out, and you have to get your own thing. One of my favorite comedians that come along, and I haven't seen him in a while, but Stephen Wright, remember him?
Yes.
Oh my God, he was hilarious. And he would just talk like, yeah. And he would just, his monotone, and I don't know what it is about him. I used to laugh so hard.
God,
He'd say the weirdest, and I don't know. He'd say the weirdest things though. He'd be like, there's a small difference between fishing and just sitting on the bank and looking stupid. He just say the dumbest little things, really monotone, and he just cracked me up.
Yeah.
He said somebody came in his house and stole all of his furniture and replaced them with exact replicas.
That's awesome. Okay, wait. We got one from Deranged Lunatic. Catturd is such a rock star. Thank you, Deranged Lunatic. Thank you, Matthew Hammond, back for 5. Oh, we already did that. I already did that one. The cable guy. Yeah. I couldn't help but notice you didn't mention me on your list of favorite comedians. So maybe you weren't done listening to me yet. Catturd, I'm getting CDs and vinyls printed up on my album. I gotta send you one as soon as I get them made.
Leah, I do. I wish I haven't seen one of your shows live. I know you've invited me though. You've actually was down.
Catturd, I was in Florida, and Brandy Love came to my Florida show in Tampa there. So
who did?
Brandy Love. She's an adult film star.
Oh, I didn't know who that was.
But she's based.
I was like,
she's super based. Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, when you live in Florida, it's like you got to go a long way. I live in Northwest Florida, so people are like, well, hey man, I know you're in Florida. I'm in Miami. I said, yeah, it's like 12-hour drive.
That's like
for me.
Yeah.
So you can really get a long way away in this state from where I'm at.
Are you from?
But I do want to come see you, and then every time you're in Florida, just send me an invite. You never know, I might be.
Yeah, of course.
I would love to come see you. I know you're funny because you're funny as hell in your show, and you're funny as hell in your podcast. People are funny, you can tell. So I know your show's hilarious.
We'll make it work. Are you from Florida originally?
I'm originally from North Georgia. That's where the accent comes from. I'm from Marjorie Taylor Greene's district.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Way before she was born. Yeah, but I joined the Army right out of high school, and I basically got out of the Army when my time was up, and I hitchhiked to Florida. I hitchhiked to Panama City Beach, and I've lived in this area ever since, and I just loved it. I loved the fishing. I loved the beach. I just love Florida, and I just stayed, and I've moved around. I live, an hour and a half from there now, and I've moved around different locations, but basically stayed in the same area since 1985.
Wow. Damn. Good for you. Are you someone who feels if DeSantis runs for president, you'd be sad to have Florida lose him? Or
it is he's damn sure not going to be a vice president to President Trump. That's the worst thing that could happen. I'm not going to lose him to be a VP. If I lose him to be president, but yeah, he could be my governor until I die, and I'd be really happy because it's. Think about what you owe him, though. I mean, 2 years of your life, freedom. I mean, what's 2 years of freedoms of your life worth? Not wearing a mask, not worrying about it, not worrying about lockdowns, not worrying about school closures, none of that. What's that worth to you? And that's what he gave us. So, it's I owe him a debt, I feel like.
Wow. You know who doesn't like him? MSNBC. Let me pull this up here. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace compares DeSantis Youngkin education bills to Russian soldiers raping children. Is this real?
They're such just ridiculous cartoon characters, aren't they?
She condemned Nicole Wallace wholeheartedly condemned the recent education bills. Actually said that it was dehumanization tactics.
They just lie about the bill. They just lie about it.
Wow. Wallace went one step further to accuse the governor and others like him as using war tactics against children. It's like, no, that's what you're doing. You're trying to brainwash.
You're the one grooming them, not him. He's trying to not get you to. That's it.
Wow, Lord. The truth is dehumanization as a tactic for politics is from war. Dehumanization is a tactic. Speaking right now where Russians get the soldiers to rape children by dehumanizing them. Oh my God. That is so, like, you're literally taking the worst possible, most disgusting thing. It's like, it's not enough to call these people racist and white supremacists anymore. You actually have to stoop to this level.
Domestic terrorists. Don't forget they call us domestic terrorists now too.
Right. Meanwhile, the left are the ones who are like, oh, maps aren't so bad.
They can't even be funny on the left anymore. It's just like, I don't know what happened. Late night used to, Jay Leno, Johnny Carson, and it's always funny no matter who just about did late night. And it's just like now they're Johnny Carson used to get like 36 million people watching, and Jay Leno used to get like 18 million, and now they're lucky if they get 1.5 million watching their shows now.
Oh, now it's like no big deal for a
it's
podcast
just hate.
To blow them away.
It's just hate with other people that thinks it's just political hate. I don't even laugh when I watch them. That's why SNL can't be funny because that's why SNL's not funny anymore and hasn't been. I mean, here they are. They got Joe Biden, the most comedy-rich person in history to make fun of. I mean, it writes itself. And what do they do? Every show, they make fun of Trump and Elon Musk and people like that. It's ridiculous.
Did you see this clip of Saudi TV mocking Biden?
I did.
And Kamala. I wonder if I've showed this clip to the podcast.
Yeah, before. I have seen it. It's on it.
This is like a quick little. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but this is like, most sort of comedy outside of the U.S. is sad and like. Oh, okay. They're not really playing it. I mean, you look at most like European comedy, like sketches and shows. It's like it's kind of bad, and
it's a dry humor, man. It's really
like having it. Is that a dude playing Kamala?
It is, and he looks just like him more than anybody I've ever seen like her.
Thank you all. Hallelujah. Clap to your president.
Like, this is high school quality, but I just love that they're like,
they're doing it though. They're making fun of him.
Yeah. Oof. It's so embarrassing.
It's so bad. He's a world laughing stock, and they just keep letting it happen. And then
Joe Biden's in the chat.
What's up?
He must have got lost.
Joe Biden's in the chat.
What's up, Joe Biden?
You won't know any difference because he don't know he's in the chat. I think they got it like a cyborg. I think he's a cyborg now, and they plug him in Delaware. They got this little like a battery charger, and they just plug him in.
I think more and more the clone thing is a real possibility with him. Matthew Hammond, we were just talking about this. Did you see that Taylor Lorenz, who docs the libs of TikTok, has a history of doxing and going after Orthodox Jews? Ooh, check your Twitter post about the show. I did not know that.
Well, she mentions too in her like hit piece that she's an Orthodox Jew. Now, what does that have to do with anything relevant to even what you're trying to say?
Because that's her trying to put up a defense. Like, well, you can't be critical of me because I'm Jewish.
I read the article. She's such a hard. It sounded like a really psychotic girl with daddy issues laying on a couch talking to her therapist. That's what the article sounded like. It was insane. I'm like, man, this is just lunacy.
Okay, look at this. Wow, this is from Gabe Hoffman. Taylor Lorenz has a history of targeting and doxing Jews. Her original Washington Post article linked Lib's TikTok home address and identifies her faith needlessly as Orthodox Jewish, targeted Pamela Geller's daughters who had nothing to do with their mom's politics and concealed their identity. Damn. If your segment or story on online harassment leads to even worse online harassment for your subjects, you fucked up royally and should learn how to cover these things properly before talking about them again.
I cannot believe you hadn't seen like 2 weeks ago when she was bawling about how she gets picked on online.
Oh my
bawling.
God.
And she dresses up and wears her hair and of course, filters everything like she's this little millennial talking and oh, she's 49 years old.
She's a grown-ass woman.
She's 50 years old. She tries to act like a little kid. It's weird. It's like AOC. She's 32 now, and she's still talking like a little 12-year-old girl.
Wow, she needs to grow up. And then it's like, I hate when women do this. Like she's using like the fact that she's a woman or her religion, I guess, as a defense. Like no one can be critical of her or challenge her.
She's playing the victim today. She's out there playing the victim. I don't know. She's psycho. She's psychotic. I mean, my guess is 22 cats. What's yours?
Yeah, I was guessing around 10. But it might just be one room. Oh my God. Well, Catturd, I know you're in a squirrely Wi-Fi zone, and I know you have to run, but thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have to do this again.
I love doing your show. I don't do many people's show anymore because I got my own podcast, but I love doing yours because we're just
kicking it.
Yeah, we're just talking about what the hell ever. There's no plan.
But this is exciting. Please let me know if you're going to unveil yourself on your podcast. I will definitely tune in.
I will.
So, guys, Monday through Friday, inthelitterbox.com. You can watch him Monday through Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern with Jules Jones. Anything else you want to plug, Catturd?
Nah, I don't have to plug anything. Let's plug your stuff. When you get your CDs out, I'll plug them. Be glad to plug them on Catturd. Just let me know.
You're the best. You're the best.
No problem.
We're going to send you some kibble or something. I'll send you a cat tree.
Lumping.
Wouldn't that be great?
I only do lumping. Clumping litter only. I don't like that non-clumping shit.
Yeah, no, I would not send you the cheap stuff. I wouldn't dare. I would get you a life-size cat tree that you can climb in. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat for your comments and questions. Thanks again to Catturd coming to us live from his car. Until next time, guys, we will see you later. Bye.